Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is an example. I want to talk about today. I have a y'all see that it's a Cherokee. It's like a 2018 Cherokee. It's in for some uh transmission shift problems. Okay, now she's had it at several shops, and it's out of warranty basically. But the shops that she took it to are not sure what to do, and that's understandable, man. It's still a fairly new car. In fact, I don't even know if they able to read fault codes, but they only able to read like P codes and things like that. So it's kind of risky taking current new cars or newer cars to aftermarket shop, and I'm definitely not about to knock the aftermarket world. That is not my intentions. I just want to make you aware that some things you have no choice. You will have to visit the dealer. In fact, I did a video on the top three things I think the dealership should only top three repairs the dealership should only do. And flash updates was one of them. In fact, that was one of the top ones. Okay, so but man, I get it, man. Some people complain about the money. Some people complain about the time constraint. It takes too long to do such and such. Now this that Cherokee has a 9 speed in it. So we'll talk about that Cherokee. It has a 9 speed automatic transmission in it. All right. So you can't even service that transmission per se. Now, I did a video on that a while back. Depending on your definition of service. Okay. You can't service it from a standpoint of dropping the pan, a simple standpoint of dropping the pan and replacing the fluid and the filter. So if your definition of service is that, then you can't do that on a 9 speed. But however, you can drain and refill the fluid. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do the service. It just the only problem is in order to properly do the service, which will include uh, the filter change, the transmission has to come out. Transmission has to come out in order to replace the transmission filter. So if your definition of transmission service is replacing the filter and the fluid, you can't do that on that. However, you can do what they call a flush. Uh, some of y'all know how I feel about flushes, and I'm not going to get into it on this video, but you can do a flush and you can do a drain and refill, but I'm not sure what's the point in doing a drain and fill. You're going to let out, there's a drain plug on the pan. You're going to let out high dollar fluid that's probably not even broken down because that fluid is pretty quality. Some high quality fluid that Fiat Chrysler claims never should never break down. So draining and refilling that transmission is a costly, I don't know, a costly gamble. I guess that's the word I can use, but it costs too much to be not getting much out of it. You're not going to shift better because you have a different, newer fluid in it, unless the fluid is the reason why you were shifting turbo in the first place. You don't know that. So just say, for instance, you take your drain plug out and clear, good, pretty fluid come out. What use is going back in with clear, good, pretty fluid, high dollar fluid, I might add? What difference is going to make? Absolutely none. So you likely have other issues, man. Electrical issues. Okay, now I don't mean you have an electrical problem. I mean that computer is controlled by, or that transmission is controlled by a computer. And from time to time, that computer needs to be recalibrated. Let me use that word. I'm not going to use the word change or reset or anything like that. Recalibrated in the form of updates. You know, they now have double EEPROMs in them to where you can wipe out the old calibration and go back in with newer calibration. We used to didn't have that technology. Some of you old heads out there know. I was around back in the days. If there was an update, you get a hardcore physical module. Yes, I replaced quite a few PCMs and transmission modules back in the day. But with the event of double EEPROM computer systems, we're now simply able to change the computer electronically. Okay, meaning wipe out the old calibration and go back in with new calibration. That's should be there should be a reason for the new calibration, hopefully in the form of a update. Let's say shift improvement. There may be some changes they made to when a solenoid moves or things like that, and essentially make it shift better. But um, the risking you guys taking your cars to Amco, I pick on Amco. That's a transmission problem, but what can Amco do? Sure, they can scan it. Again, they're gonna come up with a P code, possibly P0700 and a couple of more other codes, but um, I don't know if they have the subscription with Chrysler that would allow them to change anything in your module. Since we're talking about transmission, I'm gonna call it a TCM, transmission control module. I don't know if anything they are allowed to do as it relates to the transmission electronically. Now, hardware or internal, yeah, I'm sure they can. They've had training. They get training just like we do. So some of them probably done had training on a 9-speed. They can easily repair a 9-speed. But I don't know how much repair going on with those 9-speed because, frankly, we are not even allowed to. There's only a couple of repairs we can do. One is a valve body, and another is um, valve body. It's a There's a couple of recalls on that transmission also, and the computer update. All right, so I have yet to recalls. I have yet. The only time I've been in a 9-speed uh, automatic transmission is to do a recall. I was replacing some springs in the back, some piston springs in the back of the transmission. That was the only time I have been inside of a 9-speed. I did that 2 or 3 times when that recall came out. Okay, now they have a handle on it, so that repair is irrelevant right now. So I guess the moral of the story is if you have transmission problems, I say, well, since we're talking about Cherokees, it came out in 2014, and it was equipped with a 9-speed automatic transmission. So since we're on that topic, from 14 up to current, if you have any kind of transmission, I highly recommend you go to the dealership. Okay, I may sound a little biased saying that because I'm here at the dealer, I work at the dealer, but no, that's just your best shot at getting the repairs done right, successfully, and electronically. Is that the word I want to use? Because they have the capability to update your controller. Anybody, any technician in a Chrysler dealership will have access to Chrysler database via what we call a SID number. So with that SID number, we can we have access to the update files. Okay, we just simply log in and tie in our pod. We tie in the Chrysler network, and we go from there. So that's the advantage that a dealer tech or dealership have. So, but in fact, man, I'm gonna show you one. I have one pulled up here. Recall, not a recall, just a typical TSB. And I'm gonna tell you something. They all have updates on the transmission from 2014 all the way up to current now, 2019. Every last one of those transmissions, there have been some changes done to them electronically. Now that's not a bad thing. Some people go, man, that's a piece of junk. They always change. No, change is not a bad thing. Change could be for the better. In this case, change is for the better. Okay, it's to allow or help your transmission shift better. They call them shift improvement. Like here's one here. Um, Flash transmission diagnostic and shift enhancement. They use the word enhancement. And this on a Jeep Cherokee. Is this the 9-speed for what for? Yep. When you gonna have it done? I just brought it in. They just took me to service. Okay. All right. What was I? Oh, the Cherokee 2017 is a transmission diagnostic and shift enhancement flash update on that car. Okay, so and as you just heard, this one passed the electronic shift update. I actually have to replace this one. This one got some internal things going on. It won't even pull, and there's only a couple codes. that will justify replacing the transmission. And the one I have is that. Okay, so I have to upload that information to Chrysler and get authorization and approval from them in order to replace it. So we just can't say, cool, you got transmission problem, you get a new transmission. No, things have to be verified now, man. We have to go through a whole process of filling out some paperwork, uh, documenting the fault code. They want to know the fault code. They want to know the module scan. They want to see a module scan report. They're gonna analyze numbers and system and what's on it. All of that's done electronically through our scan tool. So they have the capability and the know-how on what they will allow us to do. So I got authorization in the transmission setting over there that I'm actually getting ready to uh, replace this one. Okay, now I went through the process of everything is updated, so everything's been checked and done. It's past anything electrically. Okay, so now I'm at the point where it has to be replaced. A lot of miles on it. Not sure what happened. I don't know because I can't go into it and find out. You know, on the 62 TEs, I was able to go inside of them and I can tell what happened, what caused the failure. Most of the time it was either a torque converter or a seal went out of whack. But on these, I'm not able to go into it. But they do want the old one back. They will analyze it. Engineers want to see what happened, what's going on, and they will make some calibration or some hardware changes and include that in the hardware updates as well as the software update. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. So I got work to do, as you just heard. Just promised this out Monday. Today is Friday. I'm off tomorrow, so I got a whole day to fight with this 9-speed automatic transmission. All right, so let me wrap this up, man. I appreciate y'all watching, man. Every now and then I'm gonna get on here and vent and talk because I got to get away, man. It can be ruckus around here sometimes. I got to get away sometime and just clear my mind. So figure I'll load up the computer and talk, clear my mind that way. All right, so again, man, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and leave a thumbs up too, man. I heard those thumbs up helps a lot with the channel. All right, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Thanks for watching.